Configuration menu. The radio has the ability to make some minor changes to customizing how the radio operates on a global basis on the entire radio. There are some global values attached to the Technosonic TDFM6000 series radios that are not easily adjusted but can be done to the front panel controls. To do this, access the Configuration menu. To access the Configuration menu, turn the radio off and simultaneously press F4 plus ESW plus TSW plus power. The display will show Configuration menu text. The Configuration menu options are one-time setups unless the radio is reprogrammed. The first menu item is the knob default. The factory default setting is volume. It can either be volume or channel. This is the default setting used by the radio when switching bands or using the home key as enter for the recall function. To change the setting from volume or channel, rotate the knob to toggle the selection desired. To enter it, press the band 1 knob to proceed to the next menu. The second menu item is the volume channel mode. The default is both. This menu sets whether the operator has both volume and channel functions or only the channel knob menu. If it is set to both, then the channel knob menu will have volume and channel functions. If set to single, then only the default mode as set previously in menu item 1 is available. For example, if the default is set to channel in the first menu, and this menu is set to single, the channel knob will control the channel function only, with no volume control. This could be used to set fixed received volume settings for some radio installations that do not allow the operator to adjust volume. To modify the setting, rotate the band knob to toggle from both to single. To enter it, press the band 1 knob and it will go to the next menu item. The third menu item is the dimmer mode. This menu enables and disables the dimmer mode for the channel mode. It does not affect the dim or bright buttons on the front panel of the radio. Factory default is enabled. To change the setting, rotate the band 1 knob to enable or disable. Push the band knob to select the option and go to the next menu. The next menu item is the numlock mode. This option is used when the keypad is needed for numeric entry. Menu can be enabled or disabled, and default is enabled. Again, rotate the band 1 knob to enable or disable. Push the band 1 knob to select the option and go to the next menu item. The recall mode feature is useful for jumping to channels on the radio that has many frequencies. If it is disabled here, it will not be available on the front panel of the radio at all, and the channel up-down or the memory up-down feature will have to be used to recall any frequencies in the radio. The default is to have the recall enabled. Again, enter to go to the next menu. Band 1 channels is a setting that tells the TDFM6000 how many channels are programmed in the first band in the radio. Since the TDFM6000 does not track how many channels are programmed in a band, the channel wraparound will scroll up past the last channel programmed. It will then detect a blank or unprogrammed channel and loop back to the first channel into the current zone. The TDFM6000 does not know what the last channel was, so if the channel was scrolled down from channel 1, the radio will try to go to channel 255, which is most likely to be a blank channel. Then it will loop back to channel 1. Setting band 1 channels tells the TDFM6000 how many channels are programmed. With this information entered, the channels can be scrolled through to reach the last channel programmed. A maximum of 255 channels can be programmed in any zone. In the TDFM6000, to change the channel setting, just rotate the Band 1 knob to dial the channels. Press Band 1 to accept and go on to Band 2. Push the Band 1 knob to enter the selection and go on to the next menu setting. The default setting is 255 channels on all bands. The Auto Reset menu enables or disables the Auto Reset feature. Auto Reset is used to re-establish communication between the band modules if communication has failed for some reason. This feature should be enabled at all times, so the factory default is enabled. It is highly recommended that operators do not disable this feature for normal operation. Push the band knob and rotate to enable or disable this feature. Push the Band 1 knob to go to the next option item. Boot speed is an option that allows quick start on power-up. If this is set to normal, then when the TDFM6000 is turned on, a number of patents will scroll across the screen for approximately 1 minute before normal operating mode comes up. To eliminate this sequence, set the boot speed to quick. Push the Band 1 knob one last time to save all the settings. It will then reboot into normal radio operations.